About the cheese.
Wouldn't listen.
Oh.
Funny thing, isn't it, Wilson? Whenever you plan a surprise for a woman, it always goes wrong. So looking forward to that toasted cheese supper. I don't know, I'll never understand women if I live to be 100.
Tell you, Buster, why don't we have the toasted cheese supper here?
What do you mean, just us two together?
Yes, just you and me. I mean, we've got some bread and these 2 bottles of milk stout.
That's very thoughtful of you, Wilson.
Thank you, sir.
Now, somebody wrote once, didn't they? I forget who it was. The love for a woman waxes and wanes like the moon and the stars. But the friendship of a man lasts for eternity. I value your comradeship, Wilson.
Thank you, sir. It's very kind of you.
By the way, you won't forget to pay me for your half of this cheese.
Oh, no.
Right, now you make the toast, and I'll cut the cheese.
All right, sir.
Right?
I will.
Oh, for heaven's sake, come in.
Oh, you, Josie.
Oh, Jets, I'm off. Night. I say, that's a nice-looking piece of cheese. You got a little stack, are you?
Yes, and there's only enough for 2.
Oh, what a pity. I'll have to eat these kidneys on my own, won't I?
What kidneys?
Well, it's these kidneys, I'm taking them home for my supper.
Oh, no, don't do that, Cole. I'm sure there's enough to go around.
Yes, right. Then well, I can fry them up domestic, can't we? We can have toasted cheese and kidneys washed down by some nice milk stout. That's what I call a real mill. Very tasty.
Very sweet.
Just what we're doing tonight.
Well, that was absolutely delicious. You know, sir, reminds me of the time when I was at school and we used to have midnight feasts in the dorm.
Really? The school I went to, we didn't have any midnight feasts. We had to manage with a few aniseed balls in a corner of the playground.
The school I went to, we didn't even have a playground. Oh, that was lovely, that bit of cheese, Buzz. That was really lovely. I suppose the fat was hard to get. Makes it taste more delicious. Yeah. You know, there's no doubt about it, was it? Forbidden fruits taste sweeter. I never forget when I was in the Sudan, there was this native girl. She was beautiful. Well, I think she was beautiful. It was a bit difficult to tell on the point of that she was covered from head to foot, except for her eyes sticking out. When I say her eyes were sticking out, I don't mean they were sticking out on stalks. I mean, they just looked as if they were sticking out, and on account she was covered from head to foot, if you get what I mean, sir.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, it was love at first sight. And I went round to see my colonel to tell him, and he said, "Sit down, Jones, I'm going to talk to you like a Dutch uncle." He wasn't really my uncle, that's just a saying, you know. In fact, he wasn't Dutch either. And he said, "Look here, Jones," he said, "you only desire this woman because she's covered up and is hiding her mystery. You take my advice, you won't have no more truck with her." So, I took his advice and I went round to her house in order to tell her I'd like to discontinue having truck with her. Just then a knock on the door. When I looked through the slackness work, and there she was, having a nice wash down. And do you know, the colonel was absolutely right. When she wasn't covered up, it wasn't her eyes that was sticking out.
Yeah, really?
It's absolutely true, you know. Women are very difficult to understand.
Yeah, you're right there, Wilsie, but Mr. Manning here, he's got a nice way with the ladies, haven't you, sir?
Not really, no.
Oh, I think you have, sir. What about on the bus the other night when the warden was getting a bit obstreperous with that nice clippy girl? I thought you was very chivalrous to her, sir.
Well, there's no doubt at all that she was a very charming woman. Very charming. I somehow don't see her turning down a toasted cheese supper. Oh, well. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
Night, night. He's almost human sometimes, isn't he?
You ought to be in pictures. You're wonderful to see.
You wake, Elizabeth. Oh, I shouldn't have eaten all that cheese. Far too rich. 2 o'clock. Where are the bismuth tablets? How's the battle going, Marshal Ney? I can't see a thing.
It's your own fault, sir. I told you we should have sat down the front in the ninepennies.
How are they looking, Gordon?
Good news, sir. Luther's arrived.
Really, I'm in no mood for playing the piano now.
Your Imperial Majesty,
Yes, Captain General?
je avais une news terrible. You've lost the ruddy battle, mate. Wellington, there go my brave Highlanders. Give them hell, lads!
Yes, they're awfully good.
My feet are frozen. These damn boots leak. Why don't you wear a pair of Wellingtons?
He doesn't take my size.
Fire! Balls! Cannonballs, Corporal! He's a sick-minded! Remember! Liaison late, don't lock it up, la! Hey, don't lock it up, la! Lord blimey! That's handy. Pick it up, lad. We. I split my trousers, my mile will be trade cross.
Yeah, I'm Corporal.
Sam Ferry and ram it up, lad. Fire!
Excuse me. Have you got a match? Those French cannonballs are starting fires everywhere. Put those lights out. Put those ruddy lights out.
Keep the voice down. It's getting on my nerves. Oh, look. Looks like one of ours.
No, didn't waste it, lads. Fire it back. Your Imperial Majesty,
Yes, Captain General?
je avais more news terrible.
What?
Wellington is waiting for you to sign the surrender.
Oh, very well. But first, I must say farewell to my troops. Stupid drummer boy.
Platoon ready for saying farewell to, sir.
All right, bring that little upstart over here.
The Duke is waiting for you to sign the surrender, Your Imperial Majesty.
Very well.
How do you do? How awfully nice to see you. Your name?
Bonaparte.
Initial?
N. Versailles, the palace.
What street is that in?
Oh, it isn't difficult to find.
I see. Right, will you please sign that?
Pen.
I'm sorry, but I never, ever lend my pen to anybody.
Have this one, sir. 10 francs.
Why is it so expensive?
Well, it's a very special pen. La Plume de Martin.
I'll sign this.
Look, just sign here, Napoleon.
You've no alternative, man. You're beaten.
What are you going to do with me?
We're sending you to the Isle of Elba.
Permission to speak, sir. The men are waiting to say farewell to you, sir.
Very well.
What are they going to do to you, sir?
They're sending me to Elba.
And it's the expression, giving you the elbow.
Well, goodbye. I'm awfully sorry you lost.
Tobacco.
Permission to kiss you, sir?
Goodbye, sir. I let my sister Darling send you some upside-down cakes.
My mum won't half be pleased when I tell her I've been kissed by an emperor.
Soldiers of France, our cause is lost. Your emperor must say goodbye. With this last kiss, I embrace you all.
Look at the time. They're open.
You know, those Frenchies fought awfully well. Ask them to have a drink with me.
Righto, Duke. Oi, Napoleon! The Duke wants you all to have a drink with him.
Only 2 more hours together, my dear, before the ship sails.
I can't bear to see you leave, Napoleon.
Nor I to leave you. You must be brave. It's the fortunes of war, you know.
But we still have 2 hours together. Why don't we have a farewell toasted cheese supper?
Toasted cheese supper. Just you and I.
Please give me something to remember you by. A likeness, perhaps.
Take this. Think of me sometimes.
I shall keep it always.
You punched me on the nose.
And a toasted cheese supper. Just you and I and a toasted cheese supper.
No. Time is it? 8:30? Good heavens. We're late for the bank. You awake, Elizabeth? Elizabeth? Why were you late last night? I'm not speaking to you today.